Shabbat Shalom, Yasharala. Look at this. This day, this is the day that the Lord has made in Hallelujah. Aren't you glad that you're in it? Look at this. So this morning, I woke up and on the land, it's quiet. It's so super quiet. You don't hear anything except for the wind, unless something comes and breaks the silence, it's usually going to be something worldly, something of the world that like technology or something that you have that you own. It's not going to be anything really too much from nature, unless you hear the sound of an animal eating something, going after something, preying on something. You're not going to hear too much. But to wake up in the morning to hear just gentle wind blowing, it's a blessing. It's a beautiful blessing. Now out here, the wind seems to always be blowing, which all praises to the Most High for that. But I'm praying for a way to be able to harness it, to use it, and to redirect it in a way. I want to start growing, and we're going to put a couple of the structures over here in this area. And so in order for that to happen, we're going to have to find a way to redirect the wind, because we're going to put greenhouses out here. This wind is really treacherous. Sometimes, like most of the day, it's kind, but when you get to the later hours, here it comes, and it's like blowing. But probably because it's blowing in the cold too, so I know that has to do with it. Point is this: anyone have any ideas how to what is the best, most cost-efficient way to redirect the wind? We need to know so that we can get that done. I know a wall. What kind of wall? What's the best wall? I don't want it to be cement. We don't want it to be brick. I don't know. That's the Most High, right? The weather is beautiful. And I just decided, okay, let me take a walk, right? So let me take a walk across the land and see how, just take a little survey of things, see what's what, see what needs to be done. I mean, I know what needs to be done for the most part, but I'm talking about the details. The details. These stones need to be moved. There's stones over here I didn't notice before. Let's move them and take them somewhere where they can be put in use. And then we just go from there. Just start building small. Oh boy. So look at this. So the white people decided that they were going to come over here and just take the pallet beds that was big for me. It's the ones that they couldn't take because they messed around and tore one up, and so they left it. Took another one over there to their land. Decided to make a rock garden. They turned it upside down and make a rock garden out of it after they tore it up. So I think it's 7 garden beds and all that they took. I got them back, but the thing is that it kind of lit a fire under me, I guess is what I want to say. I can be mad at them. I'm mad at them. So how I dealt with it at the time is I had other people with me, and I did, and my son with me as well. And I figured it out. And so, short story. I came out of so Yasharala came with me, right? And so my good brother and his son came with me and my son, right? So we're out here walk the land so that they can get a feel of what's out here, because what's out here is 10 acres of land that the Most High was kind enough and loving enough and forgiving enough to bless us with. So he blessed us with this land, and it's a lot of it. There's a lot of it to share. So what we're trying to do is share it. So there's a couple that I know in Yasharala and his family. It's like the Most High just sent them like everything. Like we agree on so much. We agree on a lot. And anything that we find a disagreement in, I'm sure that we'll be able to deal with. Now you see. Now this is the part. Now remember earlier what I said? It seemed like I was kind of, complaining about the wind, right? So look at this. Surprise, I'm far away. But not that he couldn't blow me away, because he could. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'll try to come back inside. I thought it was going to calm down, but it didn't. So now I know I'm just going to go and do the thing. Okay. So anyway, we came out here on the land, and when we got here, this is what we found. So I've been collecting pallets for a long time. These people came out here and just basically ran through the pallets that I brought from my land. I don't know if you follow any pallet work online on Facebook or on YouTube, but if you don't, you should, because you can really do a lot with pallets, and a lot of people don't want them. They want to get rid of them, especially companies that don't have time to deal with the rigmarole, don't have time to deal with them. They want to get rid of them, so we come and get them. My husband started going to get them, and he wanted to find something to make out of them, and so he decided to make pallet. He decided to make garden beds out of them, and he did an excellent job. And these people came, just this one, they pulled it the wrong way and got it to the point where it's weak. You can't even to lift it and drag it over to the side, because it's the only way, I guess. I think it's going to be the only way. Look at this. So they came to all kind of pallets, and so you see a lot of garbage and stuff floating around. It's the stuff that looks like garbage. All those bottles and stuff over there, they're all full of fertilizer. And since they came and they took what I had the stuff, encased in, that's what I, look at this. There was some garden beds over there, and they had those bottles in them. The bottles were full of banana water and a mix that we use. That's what they had in them, but because it's to Mickey and Mallory, they come onto my damn land taking shit. onto my land taking stuff. So, but whoever this is, all that dude, that made no sense. Look, it's a ton of it. You just walking. At this point, like, you just walking in a circle doing it. Just ignorant. Well, anyhow, that's what, guess it's good for the land, right? Anyway. Stay there. Can y'all stay over there, dang? Okay, so here's the land. All the way up that hill, that little house on the prairie hill, that's ours. That's what the Most High blessed us with. That's the Most High's land. That's the Most High's land right there. Let me show you. Dun, 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 dun. Picture of a white girl running down the hill in that dress. How many y'all old enough? Who is old enough to have watched The Little House on the Prairie? They still have it on TV anyway, so I know some of these young kids get into it and are watching it. You don't want to show it to them too much, because they start thinking that the heathens was doing better than us, which at that time they were doing better than us, but it's because of the position they put us in, not because of what, they were so great. They learned everything they knew from us. They got never mind, don't. Back to the story. So, while we're out here walking the land, me, the brother, and the son, and my son, and they're helping me to put these flags down on the land, because they're helping me put these flags down because I need to mark off the land, see what I got, and start deciding where we want to put things, what we want to do with certain things. So we were walking the land and putting out the flags, but during the walk, here go. Now this is my wash. Sorry, it's locked in. Family, this is my wash right here. Wash goes all I ride this. Yeah. Oh, hallelujah! Wow. Look at that. So trying to figure out what to do. Oh, it's so rich. So, sisters, look at this. This is what I want to show y'all. You want to tell me you can't make a clay pot out of that? Look, sis, I'm ready to make these clay pots, okay? So, who is this? Check this out. Got some pretty big paws, too. Big paws. One time we were out here on the land, and sister, and my Sister Rika, shout out, sis. Sister Rika, we walk up and down the land. Sister Rika was like, sis. She was like, look at all these different prints on your land, tracks on your land. to go another contractor. I paid attention to it before. I didn't really make that big, that big of a deal out of it. And so, after she showed me that, I'm like, okay, let me pay attention to this one. What kind of paw print you got? 3, 4, 5. Oh no, kind of look like 2 peppers. This is where I just came from. I just came down from where my mobile homes are and everything. It's picking up. I'm using my TomTom. It's dropped and kind of filthy, but I'm using my TomTom to navigate a little, just so I can follow the navigation of my land. But anybody else know about paw prints? There's another one. That's a really good one too. Look at that. That's a good paw print. But what is it? I am too urban to do. I'm sorry, I don't know. I would say dog, but maybe it's a dog, or maybe it's not a dog. Because Mickey and Mallory were bringing a dog, I'm sure, over here onto my land also to help protect them. They had the nerve to let their dog out on me. Let their dog out on me last week because I figured out that they stole my garden beds after the crazy heifer came over here, walked all across my land like she had any business, coming up to introduce herself to me. So she gets up to introduce herself to me, and she's like, "Hey, are y'all the new owners?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, I've owned this land for 4 years. There's no new owner here." She's like, "Oh, okay, well, I never seen anybody over there." I'm like, "Okay, well, yeah." So she then goes on to tell me about all the different owners. See, because this is 40 acres of land altogether, but it's broken up into fourths. So each owner has 10 acres of land. Okay, so we have 10 acres. They have 10 acres, but there's another family called the Gonzaleses. The Gonzaleses have 20 acres of land. And so, anyhow, they, with everybody owning the land, there's a well on the land. So I'm asking her about the well, asking her about the land. She's explaining to me who uses which system, which pump system to fill their water up and how they use it and everything, right? So she was telling me that I had to use the generator to do it. Now I'm looking at the damn generator, okay? The generator looks to me like the exact same generator that came missing off the land before I got a chance to even come up here and survey and see it all. So, but I don't know, so I never saw the generator before it was stolen when I bought the land, okay? There were several things taken off the land. There was a SUV taken off the land. There was a generator, 2 generators taken off the land. I can't remember what, a tractor taken off the land. Okay, so all those things were taken. And so the man who we bought the, who owned it for us, he was disabled. I think they said that he was a veteran. I don't really remember. But I think they told me that the man was a veteran. Anyway, neither here nor there, right? So he was out here on his own. So he had those 2 mobile homes, both of the mobile homes. Oh my goodness. You look at this land today and say, woof, because it makes me upset looking at the doggone bags and stuff hanging from the trees. But we're, now that we're out here, hallelujah, Now that we're out here, now that we are out here, I'm gonna say it again. Now that we're out here, we are going to go ahead and have to send the kids to walk the land and get the stuff that they, all the stuff that these heathens came in ravaging our stuff and got a lot of our stuff blowing everywhere because the man who lived here before, he was a hoarder, a horrible hoarder. One of the doggone mobile homes was full of nothing but junk. So we cleaned it out. My husband went into that mobile home. He cleaned that whole thing out. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad he did it because I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done that one. I was going to hire somebody if I had to because there's no way. So, but anyway, look at this. So walking down the wash, right? So you come up on like this kind of rock. Look at this. I want to use it, I want to use it, but I don't want to take too much of it out because I'm sure that like the path that it's on, that it services the land, you know what I mean? So I don't want to do anything to disrupt it really, but I do need some of these rocks, so figure out a way to get to a couple of these. Because I need a way, a cost-effective way. I almost broke my neck. Hold on, look at this. Now, why? I'm too old to be playing games, trying to skip down something. Okay. Anyway, we need to make some of our foundation stable, and the best way that the Most High has given me to be able to do this is I'm going to have to use the resources on the land. He said it to me in the first place. Once the Most High bless you with something like this, you go down the rabbit holes of trying to figure out what's what, see what all you can, just see what all you can do on your land, right? Anybody who has their own land, I'm sure that you'll agree that, that's something that your mind goes through. It's like, okay, what can I do? You go, down the possibilities of different kinds of housing, different kinds of, you're going to have livestock, are you going to just be a gardener? Are you going to be a farmer, So these are all things that, you get to go through, deciding your mind. So while we're deciding what we want to do and walking through the land, and even consider everything about it, like the cost, okay? The cost of the land, everything, what can I effectively do? So I'm going to have to be, we're going to have to be very smart about how we do this. We're going to have to move in a way that's going to allow us to keep the cost down. Because, we ain't got it like that, period. I don't even know what else to say. We just don't have it like that. So this part of the land, now we just came from this part, right? So someone's dropped my time, sorry. So this part of the land, okay, so now you got your wash going down through this way, and it comes out right there where the road is. You see the egress of it at the end, and so it kind of goes up, and then this road is the road that goes north and south on the land. So remember, I was saying I don't want to do anything to kind of mess up the flow. What I do want to do though is I need to find a way to harness this water. I want to harness it in several ways when it comes down through here, because when it comes down, it's going to be powerful. So I want to be able to figure out how to use it. Also, show me what to do, so we can do it. So I want to catch a lot of it that way and save it. But some of these stones, these are going to be perfect. Look at this. Nice and flat. You know, you could put something, you can put your foundation on there. So if I just find 3 more of these, then that'll be enough to start the outhouse with. Because, okay, so right now, here's where I'm going to start at, okay? Yes, getting the cabin, getting the dwelling made is very important. But while I'm out here working, I need a place to go to the bathroom. Okay, to the bathroom, because it take an eighth of a gallon of gas for me to get to the nearest gas station. Okay, and then another eighth on the way, on the way back. So no, the answer is not a because, and it's mainly because how rough it is. Look, there's that same stone I just stepped back. So see how flat it is and how thick it is, nice and thick. Like, if you can't see this, my nail is hurts. Anyway, so more stones, big stones that lead all the way out to the street. And so when they come out to the street, here's the thing is that when it comes out to the street, it just goes right there and goes right on across. Now that over there is not my land. Goes right across the street. And it goes on to the what's called the BLM land. I can't remember what BLM stands for right now, but it's not. It's not. It doesn't matter. But see, so it goes on across there into that. Is eating me up. Y'all on TV 8 years later. So, down the other way, all of this is to us out here. This is not a private road because the Gonzaleses, they live back there. So, and they live over here and back there. We got the two. So, because Mickey and Mallory live up in the front. So I'm walking towards their place right now. So, look how deep this wash looks from right here. Jeez. See that? Yeah, I think that is. So all these trees out here, these are juniper trees. All junipers. Well, no, I can't say all of them. Most of them are juniper trees. And some are just pine. And a couple other assortment out here. Mostly juniper. So juniper berries are good for a lot. For high blood pressure, for diabetes. They're good for what is that? Headaches, illnesses, nerves, different things. They're good for. Ladies, good for ladies who need to enrich their blood. A lot of us sisters are anemic, and so I'm anemic. When I was just in the hospital not too long ago, and they told me that my hemoglobin was 6.1. And so I don't know whether to believe them or not. The worst one they said was 5.9, asking me what I wanted them to do. Trying to convince me I needed a blood transfusion. See, that was what it was. And I said no. They wanted my blood. Ooh, they wanted my blood so bad. Look, y'all see that? Oh my God. Oh no, let me go back. Let me go back to Rebel Room. Woo. Got the nerve, my scarf got the nerve pulled out there. Oh no. And look, it just went down. I should have, dang, I was in such shock. I didn't get to show y'all. The dust went right the same way of the wash. It went right on in a big barrel. Big barrel of dirt. Doggone it. Chasing me away. Well, let's start make my way back to the truck. I made my way back to the truck. Make part 2 later, okay? Maybe tomorrow. But what am I walking with? Let's see. So, let's see. I got my hammer with an X on the other side of my waist. Why? Because if I need to use it, hopefully on wildlife and not people, then I can use it. So anyhow, so this woman tells me all this stuff about the land. I asked her in the conversation, I'm talking about Mickey and Mallory again, okay? In the conversation with Mallory, she tells me that I asked her, I said, well, how do you go about growing? What's the best way you found to grow? I said, because I said the ground seems like, because you can only go down so far and then you hit rock, So I was asking her about it. So she's telling me, yeah, she said, yeah, what you're gonna have to do is get yourself some garden beds and grow in the garden beds, because they're those that's the best way I found. That's the first time I grew some and didn't die is in there. And so I'm like, okay. Now mind you, did I neglect to say that my garden beds have been missing at this point for like a month and a half, almost about like 2 months, almost, right? At least. So